Cue the fox, cue the presenter. Yes, that's a good tip, actually. Just look out for the fox to pop up.
Fox.
What does the fox say? There goes the famous song. Well, it's a one-day special. That's what it is. It's the craft store here. It's 6 o'clock. That means it's another launch. It's a one-day special from now until 6 o'clock tomorrow. You will have this amazing price discount, which we are going to tell you about in just a second. And the clock is already ticking. How exciting. Now, even more exciting than that is the fact that I am joined by our Hayley for only the second time ever.
Is it?
You came back.
I'm sure.
I think we worked twice in the same evening.
Oh, was it?
And then you stormed off in the car park going, I think you said something like never again, but I don't know what you're talking about. It must have been referring to the products, whatever.
Maybe.
And then, but then here you are. So
yes, I'm back.
Great.
We've got some quite exciting new stuff today.
Yes.
It's all kind of themed around jigsaws, but instead of, putting together with pieces, you're sewing them together, so you've got a permanent thing when it's finished.
I've just come off the back of playing loads of games with Gavin earlier, so I'm raring to go if we're making jigsaws. Can't wait for that.
If you want to learn to patchwork, I will happily teach you.
Well, shall we have a little look at it? Oh, is that a little offer there?
Yeah,
I might take you up on that.
Learn.
Now, let's have a look at this one-day special here because we have got lots to get through here. This is the Jigsaw. I see what you've done there. Very good.
Thanks.
Jigsaw bundle, which includes the cushion kit and the quilt kit. So, basically what this is, it's a jigsaw puzzle meets sewing.
Meets
right?
patchwork, yes, that's
Patchwork
exactly what it is.
meets a jigsaw puzzle. So you are making your quilt, you're making a cushion, but at the same time, for a bit of fun, you're actually trying to piece together the picture that we can see behind us, yeah?
What you've got is, as you can see on the panel that you just saw there, you've got all sorts of different parts of that picture, all split up into little hexagons. So you're going to cut them out and then start piecing those together to create kind of little pictures within pictures, and then you're going to join those together to make the whole entire picture. And you're getting two versions of it. You're getting a matching cushion and a matching quilt in the one-day special. The cushion is working in 1-inch hexagons. Now, I will admit, these ones are not patchworked. There was some issues, let's just say, which led to me printing them late on Friday and having to sew patchworked samples. Because,
okay. So there's no problem with the actual product. It was just some behind the scenes.
A lot of our we've had a couple of parcels go missing in the post from our lovely design team, so we're missing, unfortunately, a lot of samples.
So this is the design. This is what the finished picture will look like, but it will obviously be in your hexagon.
Have the kind of hexagonal kind of lines within there because you've patchworked it together.
Yeah, you know what that looks like, don't you? With your hexagons on there and all the rest of it.
You've got the Find Frank option.
Now, is this like Where's Wally? Do I have to look for Frank?
Yeah, but Frank is.
But Frank's more popular, and Frank's like the bigger name.
Frank's a duck, so don't be looking for a person.
If I find Frank, what should I say? Was that going to spoil it?
Well, I don't know if that will spoil it.
Would it? Well, it's a good job as well because I can't actually find him. Is it? He's on here somewhere, right? I'll have a little look at that.
It's a she.
Oh, it's a she.
And she's a black duck.
A black duck. All right, struggling already. Oh, is that it?
Don't know.
Very good, found her. Okay, no spoilers. But the point is you're getting all these little bits and pieces. Now, when you're making it, do you put it all out together and do the jigsaw puzzle and then stitch it together?
You've got options of how you want to do it. You can either put all your hexagons together first and then sew them together, or you can do as I'm doing here, because I've got a few bits ready to go, and I've cut out all of the bits that kind of relate to the fountain. So you can see all my little bits kind of going together here, and then I'm going to kind of create little bits at a time. So I'm going to be able to pick out just a feature and then put all that together and then put the next feature together and then start joining those together. I'm
pointing at Frank, but they're not looking. It's fine. The whole time I was pointing at Frank. If you didn't see that, sorry, missed your opportunity there. So you're getting Find Frank and you're getting the cushion and the quilt, and then if we move on, we have a second option here, and this one's called Dog Do Doodles.
Yes, Dog Doodles.
Dog Doodles.
Thank
Very
you.
good.
Yes.
What on earth inspired you to come up with that name?
This one is a black and white one. So the black and white one we've kind of done so you can, add your own colour to it. So once you've finished it, you can add extra to it if you want to. So you can use your fabric paints or your fabric pens, and you can add extra colour into this just to make it kind of that little bit more exciting and that little bit more unique. But this works exactly the same way. You're going to get your hexagons all printed for you and jumbled up. You're then going to be able to cut them out, sew them back together, and create that full design.
Is Frank in that by any chance?
No, Frank isn't in that.
He could be in that, couldn't he? It'd be a good hiding place, I reckon. But yeah, it's very hard to pick him out.
Completely different quilt.
Really, really hard to pick him out on that. Yeah, I really like this. This is Dog Doodles here, and it does come with the backing and the wadding as well.
Yes,
Is that
so
right?
the quilt and the cushion come with backing fabric and wadding as well. So these are complete kits. The only thing you'll need to add to these is thread, because you do have your templates for your English paper piecing in their hexagons, which you can cut out and use as well.
It's a lot of fun, this, isn't it? But you can actually buy these individually as well, I should point out. So this is a bundle here, and this is where you get your one-day special saving here. We'll go into the details of the prices in a second. But if you just want the cushion kit, for example, or one of these options, details coming up along the bottom of your screen, you can get all of these things, the cushion kits and the full quilt kits, individually in each of the options here. The one-day special itself, though, when you pile it all together, normally it would cost you £104.98, and look at the saving there, £84.98 is the price. You've got a £20 saving. Yes, Hayley?
Yeah, can you see at the bottom how much the cushion is on its own?
Yes. £21 for just the cushion.
So you're basically getting a cushion for £1.
That is wow, yeah, £1 cushion. That's all right, isn't it? £1 for a cushion. 887141 is your item number for that. Now, if you're not into finding Frank or your dog doodles, perhaps you'd like a little bit of our third option here. Paisley Puzzles. Tell us about this, Hayley.
So this one we've done is a really kind of bright, vibrant design, and again, it just works so well in that English paper piece puzzle format, because there's always something different in each piece that you'll be able to match together and come up with your finished design.
Okay, and then I'm going to show the fabric. Oh no, I can't. I was about to pull out the fabric panel. I realise it's all underneath this, so I would have made a complete mess of it. But you get the general gist of it. You cut it all out there, and yeah, you've got all the different. Does it come with instructions as well?
It does come with instructions as well. I've got the Frank one. I've had a few little bits and pieces out of this one, because it's obviously the one we're using for demonstration. But you can see this one is the cushion, and it's quite big.
It is.
You're getting a huge piece of fabric for just the cushion, and then the one for the quilt is even bigger. That one's absolutely ginormous.
That is what that looks like, about a 30, 40, 50 piece jigsaw puzzle, doesn't it? Wow, that's going to be a bit tough for the likes of me, that is. Does it come with the actual picture on it with the kit as well, so you can actually see what you're aiming for?
There is a little picture in there so you can see what you're aiming for.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think half the fun is
half the fun is putting it together, yeah. And I guess it's fairly obvious what goes with what, isn't it? Once you get going,
yes,
you can
once
see
you get going, because this one here I've got, I'm just starting on. I've picked out all the bits that kind of relate to the fountain.
Yes. Yeah.
So I've got, there you go, all those little bits that relate to the fountain, and I've just kind of picked one element at a time and kind of doing just a small bit at a time. But it's a nice one to do, you know, maybe you don't want a huge project, you just want to do a little bit at a time that is going to end you up with a larger finished piece.
Yeah.
And this is a really nice way to do it, because you can just pick a small element out of it, do a small element kind of each night, and then by the end you've got a huge piece. I
like it. And what about the pom there? Because there's going to be lots of blue bits in there, isn't there?
Well, if they're just all blue, then they will be interchangeable.
Yes,
but you do need to keep an eye out for the skyline, because there is quite a faint grey skyline on there. So
do you know what you look like when you're doing that? You look like you're doing the weather report.
Shall I?
Yeah, go on.
Well, it's quite
warm front coming over.
Yeah, it looks quite nice and sunny. Yeah, it's not like outside, which is freezing cold.
Quite easy to do the weather, isn't it? It's just like going to be rubbish. Yeah, that's it. See you later. Till June next year. 887141 is your item number. Didn't think I was going to see Hayley doing the weather today. You can choose from Fine Frank Dog Doodles or Paisley Puzzle, and it's a £20 saving you'll be making on our one-day special today. There you go, flexi payments as well, £28 for your flexi payments. 887141 is the item number there, and of course if you're a Freedom member you will also get the postage and packing free. £28.33 in 3 payments there, and as Hayley pointed out, you'd be getting the cushion. If you were buying these at the normal prices, you are getting the cushion quilt, the cushion cover kilt, the cushion kit, correct. You could have helped me out with that.
No.
The cushion kit for
I really
£1. £1, right. Now, let's have a look at the happy hour here, because this is going to last until 7 o'clock this evening. This is 50 minutes left on the clock for this one, so don't muck about, because you're going to get this entire fabric bundle here at that unbelievable price. £39.99. That is a massive saving, isn't it? £31.50 for the next 50 minutes only, and you're getting 3 patterns, and you're getting all of this fabric as well. Hayley, what's here?
Yes, so you're getting 3 half meters of the fabric, so 3 kind of flat half meters, and this is one of our lovely blenders, and it's got a kind of a little bit of a mottled effect to it, which is really useful for blending in with lots of different shades of purple. So this is one, there are 6 different options in this. There are 3 in that kind of vari-coloured blender, and there are 3 in a kind of more of a vintage vine pattern as well. So you've got lots of different options and an amazing saving on this, because you're getting 3 half meters, and then you're getting 11 meter rolls on the top there. They're 2.5 inch wide, so your standard kind of strip roll, jelly roll type size. And there's 11 continuous meters on each one. So great for binding, edging. You know, you could have a feature fabric that would go with those, and then you've got an instant quilt.
33 metres alone in this top row here, and this all coordinates really nicely together as well. That's a full fabric bundle there, and you've got all those colourways to choose from as well. And you get 3 patterns, you say, with this?
Yes, there are 3 patterns that come with it. I cannot remember what they are, but you will definitely get 3 lovely patterns. I'm sure one of them's a bag, and some other bits and pieces, but they are smashing little patterns. So you can either, you know, use the fabric to make those patterns, or make something else with the fabric and keep your patterns for something else.
So you can get going straight away. You have everything you need. You've got the fabric, you've got the patterns as well, and you get to choose your colour. Look at that, vintage berries and all the rest of the options there, all on the website for you to have a little look at and see which one takes your fancy. If we go to the website now, you can see the 3 patterns that you get with it as well. There they are. This is available on 2 flexi payments, by the way, of £20. And of course, if you were a Freedom member, you'd have the postage and packing thrown in there as well. 000991. This is your happy hour deal just for this hour. Look at all those different colourway options there. Oh, that's a nice Christmassy one, isn't it? Look, the green and the red and the sort of, what is that? Sort of a beigey colour?
It's like a taupey, beigey colour, isn't it? So that one's a really useful one. Maybe you'd use the red and the green for the Christmas things, and maybe keep that other one as a separate blender, because it's just such a useful colour that will go with a lot of things.
Oh, and that tells you what patterns you're getting as well, wasn't it?
You're getting an apron, a lunch bag, and mug rugs in that one.
You have better eyesight than me, Hayley. That is a confirmation. We have that confirmed. 000991. That is only £39.99 for that, so you're making a saving of £31.50. Wow, OK. Got to be quick, though. Got to be quick. Now, little something else to show you here. This... Oh, hang on. Don't tell me. La Pascalia. Get in. La Pascalia. This is your Craft Yourself Silly La Pascalia quilt. Now, the way this is, it looks really nice, doesn't it, the colours here, but the way this is split up, Hayley, is you could go for it and you could get the whole quilt in one go, or if you just enjoy the idea of making it slowly over the course of a year and spreading the cost, you can get each part sent to you month by month, can't you?
You can. So you can either do it as 12 separate pieces, or you can do it all in one go all together. So with your kind of first month, you will get the acrylic templates as well to create all your shapes. You also get the paper pieces in there, and this can either be paper pieced or it can be sewn on a machine. It is up to you how you want to put it together. Traditionally it's paper pieced, but this is a whopper of a project. I mean, to paper piece that whole thing just straight off the bat, it looks massively daunting. Doing it month by month, the way we split it up, on average it's about 10 pieces a day you'd need to put together.
OK, that's doable.
And that would create that whole piece. There's just over, I think, 3,500 pieces in there.
I do like the idea, though. It's almost like easing someone in like a beginner, or maybe not even a beginner, but just someone who just wants to just do it slowly and spread the cost as well.
Yes, there's you know 2 reasons for doing it, and one is obviously, as I've said, it's massively daunting, because that is a huge quilt that's on there. It's about 140 centimetres by 190 centimetres. It's a whopper.
It is a whopper.
It's a
Jinx.
whopper.
I said whopper at the same time as you. It is a big one, isn't it? Absolutely massive. But of course, you might want to go for it because you might feel like you could handle going for that all in one go and you want to get on with it. or, as we say, you split it up. So if you did split it up, you'd go for just month 1 at the moment. Month 2, I assume, will be out in 4 weeks' time?
Yeah, it's going to be, I think, the way the shows work, it's going to be about the 11th of December.
OK, so each
it's a
month...
little bit less than 4 weeks' time for that one.
And then the backing and the wadding comes towards the tail end, right?
Yes, so if you're doing it month by month, then first 10 months, they're $14.99, and you're going to get your fabric and your paper pieces in with that. The final 2 months will be $24.99, and 1 month will come with your batting, and 1 month will come with your backing fabric.
OK, batting and backing, it's a bit confusing the way they've made those sound very similar, haven't they? It's easy to say. Is wadding the same as batting?
Wadding, I would say it has more loft generally.
OK.
So it's kind of, what's in these ones, I would say, is wadding. They're quite poofy. Have a feel.
Let's have a little feel. OK, that's wadding, yeah.
Yeah.
That's like a bedspread quilt. That's the sort of thing you get into bed with, yeah?
Kind of.
Yeah.
And then that one has got a batting in.
Oh, yeah,
So
not as
not as lofty.
bouncy.
Yes.
Yeah.
There you go.
Lofty. OK. Good. Well, glad we got that
Every
established.
day's a school day,
Every
Richard.
day is a school day, honestly, Hayley. For me, every single minute, every second is a school second. 614014. Super busy for the full kit. People can't wait, Hayley.
I mean,
can't wait 12
I would
months.
say open just one of those. I mean, take the one that's on the top, for instance, the one that's there, and you'll see these are big pieces in their own right.
All right, actually. Oh, my
and
word.
you're getting you're getting 12 of these. There's just a huge amount in there.
Oh, my word.
And what we've also done is, if you were doing this La Pascalia technique traditionally, you'd have to take the same little section out of each piece of fabric. Now, because we can print these, we can kind of skip round that. And can you see they're all identical? Rather than having to really accurately fussy cut these out of so many different pieces of fabric, we've done that for you. And these all have a seam allowance, a centimetre seam allowance, which is bigger and still within the same pattern than the piece you actually need to sew. So you've got loads of kind of seam allowance on there as well.
Wait, this is really intricate, isn't it? Now that I look at it, no wonder people are, you break it up into 12 months.
I mean,
these pieces are small compared
Pascalia is
to
such
that.
a beautiful way to work,
Yeah.
but it's massively daunting, I think, especially for, beginners or ones who are taking that next step up to it, because although it's English paper piecing and maybe you've done hexagons before and that's pretty straightforward, this is a bit more complex because you're having to try and match kind of 5-sided pieces generally, and it's what we call a base 5.
Yeah.
So hexagon, base 6 sides. And this is all based on base 5, which is pentagons. And it's a much more difficult one to kind of get your head around. So we've done that for you, and each month you will get a picture of what you're aiming for. So what all the bits that you've been given that month, that's what they should come out like.
So it's
and
fairly
then they
straightforward
kind
to
of
follow,
kind of block together each month. So the first month you'll do.
Does it tell you how to block
the next one will
the
join
next one onto
onto
the
it,
last
and
one?
the next one will
Yeah.
join onto that. So it will gradually build up. I mean, if you just wanted to go for month 1 and have that kind of rosette that's in the middle there, perfect. You could easily make a cushion out of it. Happy days.
Oh, OK. So actually,
We've tried to make them so they do kind of make into other things as well. But as soon as you've kind of got a couple of big rosettes out of the way, you're into slightly more irregular shapes. So
you wouldn't have wasted your time if you do get month 1 and think, oh, it's not for me, or you've got something to make something else
out of. That's what we've done. Month 1, you should come out with something that's exactly the rosette there, that big green one in the centre.
Oh, OK.
And that's the one that they'll come out with first off, and then the following months get a little bit more irregular because you've kind of got to fit round other things.
Just to prove that I am listening and learning, is base 3 based on triangles?
That's correct.
Thank you.
Maths. Well done.
Thank you. Maths.
Math guns.
All over it. 614014 is the item number there. So it's 149.88. You are getting that big saving there on the full kit. But you can then break it down into going month by month, and the first month is available at the bottom. You get the templates of the first month, $14.99. It'll be $14.99 every month, and then towards the end, it's a bit more because you'll be getting then the batting and you'll be getting the backing as well. And how much has gone? 10% already of the full kit has gone. 10% of the full kit has already gone. People are so impatient, aren't they, Hayley? They can't wait month by month. Just got to get straight in there and make the lot.
I think it depends on how you want to craft. If you're not sure about it, or if your budget is only so much every month, then month by month is a perfect way to do it. And it also, I feel, maybe isn't as daunting that way, because if you're getting kind of landed with a whole big wallop of stuff, you're not sure which month is which, then month by month is a much easier, a much more bite-sized way to do it.
I like it. You've got options. I like it.
10 pieces a day, I reckon even you could pull that off.
Oh, stop it. Stop it. I like it. That is the go-to phrase now in this place. Even Richard could do it.
Yeah.
152's 902 for the 1 month option.
There are a few other people.
Oh, really? Oh, I am honoured. I am honoured.
Kind of tagged in the even they can do it.
Good to know. 152902 is the item number for that. Now, we're moving on. We've got another one for you here. This is a different design. This is State Fair quilt, this is called, and the full kit, let me tell you, is already busy. This is also new today, and exactly the same deal as we saw in the previous item there. Different price, but the same sort of shaboodle here, in which you get the whole quilt kit and caboodle.
So you've got the option to do it month by month, and this one's over 6 months. This one's a machine sewing quilt, and you can do it month by month over the 6, or you can get everything in one go, and it's exactly the same price as the other one. So your first month will be $14.99 up to month 4, and then months 5 and 6 they'll be $24.99, because they've got 1 month you're batting and the other month you're backing.
Ooh, do we know what this looks like when it's all made into
We
a quilt?
do, because a lovely attractor did actually sew one together.
Yes.
However, the postman has lost it.
Oh.
So, but we do have some pictures. She sent us a lovely picture of it, and this is the one, I think, if you've seen it on social media, this will be the one that you've seen.
Oh, should we see the photo now?
Let's
have a little look. There it is.
So
wow, that's very nice.
Yeah, this one's a kind of classic. I think, is it 1 metre 20 by 1 metre 20, this one?
Yeah.
You're just saying yes.
No, I was nodding along saying yes, because I was thinking I could have that. That's quite blokey. I quite like that.
You quite blokey, quite like that one.
I quite like that quilt.
Excellent.
But 114 by 121 apparently.
Oh, there you go. It's close enough. So this one is lots of different sized blocks, which again, if you're starting out, it's a more difficult way to work when you're trying to work different sizes of blocks together and getting the right sizes of patterns for those blocks and getting everything to match. This we've done for you. I mean, when you held up that piece, you can see we've actually even laid them out, so you can almost see what goes together.
Yes. Oh yeah, yeah. It's all done for you, isn't it?
You might need to show those people at home, though.
Oh yeah. I was thinking, yeah, it looks really nice. This really beautiful.
It's all right.
I'll get there. Give me just honestly. I'm only in my first few weeks here.
That's all right. Can you see how we've kind of exploded the pieces? So you can kind of cut just a couple of pieces out at a time, join those together. Say, for example, the one you're on there where it's got the squares in the middle and then triangles around the outside. That one, you would do the triangles, cut the squares out first, and then onto each of those individual squares, I would sew those 2 blue triangles, and then I would sew them all together and then add those outer triangles onto the end.
It's rubbish this way because I can't see it.
Instructions for all of this.
Oh, okay.
So you will not get lost. There's instructions for the lot, and what you do is you make, it's usually anywhere between 3 and 5 blocks in a month. Some of them might be quite small, or 1 month you might get 2 really big blocks. It does fluctuate in the numbers of blocks you make each month, but it's approximately the same amount of fabric each month that you'll get, and then they gradually build up, and you join you're able to kind of see the quilt kind of forming as you go, because each of the blocks that you make each month will fit together, and then you'll be able to add on to the next month and the next one and the next one until you've got the finished quilt.
Well, Hayley, everyone wants to go to the State Fair because 40% of the stock has already gone in this hour of the full kit again. People going for the full kit, but options are there to break it down and go month at a time, month by month, and build it up over the course of a year as well. That's quite a nice way to do it. You could do that and obviously spread the cost and make it a little bit more manageable, you know, in terms of the project and in terms of the budget, or you could just go for it knowing, I love it, I want to go straight for the full kit, and that's what a lot of you are doing. 706-202 for the State Fair quilt. I keep saying kilt. Quilt kit? Who came up with quilt kit? Is that you?
It's pretty standard quilt kit.
Yeah, it needs work, that name.
Shall I make a kilt quit?
No, it's a kilt, isn't it? Well, you could actually...
Shall I make a kilt kit? Would that be better?
Yes, please. Yeah,
okay.
If you could. Yeah. We've got some other details to show you as well. The 1 month one. Have a little look at that. There it is. You've got that's 087912. That's the item number for that. It's $14.99 if you want to just go for the first, the first subscription, if you like, the first amount that you get sent out, and you'll get the one fabric panel for that. With this one.
So you'll get your one fabric panel. Yeah. Again, we've tried to make these so they will make something at least if you just do a month, the first month, and then decide it's not for you. So if you just do the first month, it will make almost like a kind of pillow size. It'll be a rectangular cushion you'll be able to finish off, but that's what you'll be able to make with this one. Perfect.
Okay, so you can it's almost like a little sampler, isn't it? You can try it out and see, oh, if I like this, I'll go for month 2. 087-912 is your item number there. It's $14.99. Right, we're on a roll here, literally, because on the end here we have Honor Rolls. So we've got from Craft Yourself Silly at the top here. It's our Dizzy Honor Roll. You're getting 12 meters in each one of these, and you've got 4 options here. And see if you can guess what the other 3 options are. If I told you the first one's spring, okay, what do you reckon next? Yeah?
Well, I know. It's not fair asking me.
Spring, summer, autumn, winter. So I guess there's tonally the colours, autumn,
so
obviously the browns.
If you pull them off, these are all based on a kind of marbled design, and we've put some of our kind of goldy texture in there. Now that gold is not on the top, that is kind of within the fabric itself. It's designed within it. And these are fabulous, fabulous colours and
really
fabulous rolls as well.
Running
so
out of
arms there. There's an awful lot you can do with these.
It's a bit of an issue here.
Got quite a big wingspan there, Richard.
I just cannot keep this up. Don't look at me. Cut away, cut away. Ah! Okay, so that's the autumn one.
That's the autumn one.
I like that. And then the winter's more blues and frosty.
Yeah, you've got blues in the spring one. It's all pinks and purples.
Yeah.
And then in the summer, you've got all sorts of colours in the summer. You've got
and you use this
turquoises
for quilting, sashing, and binding.
You're standing on it. That's why
and
you can't
for standing
roll it up.
on as well. Really useful actually for cleaning your shoes. It's really good because I just.
So you're going to use this for sashing. So if you've got a pretty plain fabric, then you may want to use something like the Dizzy one, which is kind of a bit more out there, and especially things like little stitcheries that you may have. So little bit of embroidered pieces, which are kind of quite plain, but just with a little bit of stitching on. It's quite nice to add that more punchy fabric in between them, just to kind of, you know, give it a bit more interest. But then we've got, do you need to do numbers, or we've got going on the next row?
We need to do some numbers, I think. 276445 is the item number for that. You get 12 meters, of course. It's $12.99. And there's 4 options: spring, summer, autumn, and winter. A sort of marbled effect cotton fabric, great for quilting, sashing, and binding. And 12 meters is what you're getting here, and that's at the top row. Now, moving on to our middle row.
Now, these ones you're going to have to pull every single one out on these, because these change colour as you pull the roll out.
Okay, all right, okay. Get my wingspan out again. Here we go, ready?
It is quite a good wingspan for this.
It's not a bad one, is it?
No.
I'm good for some things on this. There we go. Right, ready?
Ready, go.
Go, we go. We're good for launch. Okay. Oh yeah, look, it's an ombre effect.
Yeah, it kind of changes colour as you go through. So the first one we did with this was just a complete kind of traditional rainbow, and again the repeat on this is every kind of metre and a half.
Right.
So then it should go back to the original colour that it started with. I hope you're waiting. It's all right, we've got Maddie today. She's very good at winding them back on.
At least I'm facing it out front this time round, not just looking at it myself.
So that one's Violet Vibes that you had there. The next one, this is Sky Blue Pink.
Okay.
This, I think, is my favourite one out of these new ones.
Oh, yeah.
So it's kind of running through all of the kind of really nice pinky colours, the blues, little bits of purple in there. It's kind of all those kind of sunsetty colours.
Yeah, very good. Yeah, that needed a rehearsal basically. And then...
Oh, so this one's faded grey.
Okay.
So this one just goes kind of in and out of your whites and greys, but really, again, kind of a really useful one. And this one's really regular. So this one is less of a repeat on this one, but really, really regular. But again, your sashings, your bindings, just adding that little bit of it.
Can't do any more than that.
Notice his face when he's...
It's an absolute disaster for Maddie in a second. Absolute
and this
disaster.
one's a really nice autumnal one as well. So we're going right from the... Oh, there's a stance now.
I got the stance. I've worked out it's better this way.
Okay.
There we go.
There's a stance. I like it.
Yeah.
So this one goes through all your browns, your burgundies, your oranges, your ochres, all of the fantastic kind of autumnal colours in
Yeah, I really like that. Somewhere over the rainbow, 12 metres on each roll here as well. That's great. And we've got 4 options left because 4 of them got busy and these are the only 4 we've got left. Good luck with that, Maddie. Enjoy. Enjoy. Something for you to do. These are the 4 new ones, by the way. There's more on the website though, so the ones I've just shown you are the 4 new ones, but there are more options on the website. We've got star ones as well, pink stars, we've got gold stars as well. Got some circles there, some crazy paving. Oh, interesting. Oh yeah, again, it's changing in the colours, so it goes from yellow to blue there, we can see in the background.
Those first 4, they're all got our kind of original colour gradation on it, which goes right the way through all of your rainbow colours. The new ones are slightly different, and there's kind of more kind of colour families in those ones.
Got it. There you go. 070042. We've got one more on a roll to show you. It's down the bottom here. Nice and simple this is. It's glitter, but it hasn't got any glitter in it, which is great.
No, because obviously glitter on fabrics is traditionally quite a difficult thing to do, because it either is quite rough and you get kind of quite a rough texture from it, or it just doesn't stick very well. So we thought, and also it's not terribly good for the environment, so we thought, well, why don't we just make one that looks like glitter, but doesn't actually have any plastic in it?
That's good.
And it's just printed fabric.
Perfect. So you've got gold and silver, simple as that. You've got
gold
the 2
and silver
options.
done. Bosh.
Bosh. Easy, easy. I don't even have to wingspan that one, do I? Because it's not going to change.
No, it's not going to change. It's just
what you see is what you get
all the way along, but it's got that kind of glitter look to it without actually having the texture or the plastic on it.
And would you predominantly use this to put edging around something, Hayley?
Well, you can use it as a binding or an edging. You can use it for sashing, which is in between blocks. So, like the State Fair one, that's made up of blocks.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So in between those blocks, you could put sashing, which is just a piece of fabric, usually either a plain or plainish one, to break up between those blocks. Binding is what you do around the edge of a quilt. Say, for example, on the dogs, if I were to fold that, I'm just pop that on the floor because it's going to run away.
Oh, look at you rolling it all over the floor.
I can wind it back up, though. I know how to wind them back up. So if you wanted to put maybe just a splash of colour on
really
something,
funky,
then you could add binding to them. And this is a 2.5-inch roll, so to bind it, you'd fold it in half and fold it in half again. So your binding on this would be, let me see, 2.5, that makes 1.25, and then in half again would be 3/8. No, it wouldn't be 5/8. So it'd be about that much. That's all.
I love that effect on the black and white with the multicolours going down. That's really good. It accentuates both, doesn't it? It makes the black and white look cool, and it makes the colour.
It makes the black and white look more striking, but it also makes the roll look more effective as well.
That's brilliant.
So it's a really kind of fun one to, and this is why we've kind of brought them with them, because I think everything kind of works together, doesn't it?
Yeah, definitely. Oh, I like these on a rolls. They're good. But just don't get me to wind them up, that's all. 070042. Lots more on the website, of course. Everything you've seen here today. There's all your honour rolls there, including your somewheres over the rainbows, and your raining glitters on a roll, and your dizzies on a roll as well. And your cotton fabric rolls as well. You've got loads of different options here because you've got 1.5, 2.5 and 3.5 inches. And those obviously go up in increments there. So that's good reviews on those as well. 5 stars across the board there. And then you've got your Honor Roll raindrop spots as well. 40 metres of all of those, if you see there. $29.99 for the Honor Roll raindrops. All of these items on the website. You can pop them into your basket. They are available right now. We're going to take you on a little journey back to the State Fair. Bad news, I'm afraid. Sold out. The full kit's gone. We can't go to the State Fair anymore. Oh, there's good news. It's back on extended. Okay, whoo. We can all still go to the State Fair. Hurrah! You have tickets. So it's a week extended, so you can still get a hold of it, but it won't be dispatched now to the 29th of November. So well done to you if you managed to get in there for immediate dispatch. But don't despair if you didn't, because you won't have to wait long to get hold of it. The 29th of November is when it will be sent out, and you will get it very shortly after that, pretty much in time for the beginning of December. I would have thought 706-202. Look at the saving, though, on that full quilt kit. 31 quid. 31 quid. Nice. Let's have a look at the website right now. 2 flexi payments on that as well. Now, on the website, you can also get all of the batting there and all of the bits and pieces you need to help make up your quilts. Look, the super slim batting. What's that there? Modern design crackers. You've got little crackers you're making there.
They are reusable fabric crackers.
Oh, that's good.
I didn't bring them.
Oh, Hayley.
I have got them. They're in the car.
So what you make
them?
them?
So I can do them at 8 o'clock.
Is everything in your car, right?
Yeah, I just live in the car, basically. I just
Well, I can nip out to your car while you're doing this demo if you want. Give me the keys. I won't take it for a joyride,
I'll be honest, I don't think I've locked it.
Fine, I'm just going to help myself then. So are the crackers then? You can use them every year, and you can open them up and put new gifts in them?
Absolutely, you can open them up, put new gifts in, and they are completely reusable. All you need to do is replace the snap.
Oh, that's
fun.
So
the kind of bit that goes bang in the middle of the cracker, it's the only bit you need to replace.
Or you can just say bang if you can't be bothered to replace that bit.
You could, but also, as they are made of fabric, they are completely washable. So should you spill gravy on them, it is not a problem.
That's brilliant. I like that. Reusable crackers. I didn't think of that before. It's a nice little idea, that. Nice touch. Right. Okay. What are you going to do while I go through your glove compartment?
I don't think there's... it's all in the boot. Everything's just piled in the boot. There's a fishing pond pump in there as well.
A fishing pond pump?
Fish pond, yeah, fish pond pump in there
how much
well.
I'd get for that on the
internet? It's probably not worth it. We'll just do them at 8 o'clock. So I've been tacking some of these pieces of fabric onto here to show you kind of how we get going. And then this last one here, as you can see, it's only got half a piece on. Now that's because that's going to form one of the edges. And with a normal jigsaw, maybe you would start with all the edges and then work your way into the middle. With this, I would probably say work the other way around. Pick features that you can kind of see and pick out quite clearly, and then use those features to build.
That's interesting. That is the opposite of how you do jigsaws, isn't it?
Yeah. You kind of find features, make the features, and then join those features together.
Okay.
So we're going to start right from scratch.
So it wouldn't work at all to do the whole frame, the outside frame?
I don't think it would. I think you'd have a harder job trying to sew things into the middle of it. I think it's easier to work from the middle and kind of go out with this one.
Yes.
So definitely. This is just your kind of really basic English paper piecing. This is the 1-inch hexagons, and these are for the cushion size project. Ooh, nearly pulled that all the way through. I've got a bit of rogue thread there. And then we are going to fold it over.
Oh, there's the details if you just want to go for the cushion kit, by the way, $20.99, 572,989. Kind of fun, isn't it, doing a jigsaw at the same time as doing your
it just adds a little kind of different dimension to it. And we thought, especially for this time of year, for things like gifts, it's a really nice option to give somebody that sews, but is looking for something a little bit different. So I'm going to go all the way around, and I'm going in and out. Now you can use a glue stick for these if that's the way that you prefer to work, or if you want to go for pre-cut hexagons, then they are a standard size. So if you've already got pre-cut hexagons, you won't need to cut them out from the paper. You can just kind of crack straight on. So I'm just stitching in and out all the way around through the cardboard and the fabric, so the fabric takes the shape of the cardboard template that I've got there. And
is there a difference in the finished look of it as to if you glue it or you stitch it?
Not really, no, because you've got to take the paper out anyway.
Yeah.
So it doesn't really matter which you go for. It's whichever you find the easiest.
Okay.
So I personally prefer to stitch them on, because I think sometimes when I glue them, I get a bit giddy and I glue them a bit too tight.
Right.
And then I find it more difficult when it comes to actually stitching them together because I've put them so tightly onto the fabric, so tightly onto the card that I can't actually get my needle through the edges to be able to stitch it together. So, there we go. So that's my kind of fountain feature that I'm going to go for. And then once you've got them tacked on, you've got them together, it's just a case of joining them together. So we're going to line this gentleman's legs up here and then put one on top of the other. Make sure I've got his legs lined up. And then we're going to just stitch that together. And the best way to do this is just with a whip stitch. So I'm going to just tie that first one off just to make sure it's nice and tight. And just put a couple of little tiny knots in there. And then we're going to go. Now, the quilt, the kind of patchwork police will tell you that you should do it with that facing this way and come through and over like that.
Okay.
I don't care what they say. Do it however you're comfortable.
You're such a rebel.
But what you do need to do is just take the minimum amount of fabric that you possibly can, because the more fabric you take, the more your stitch will show on the front. And obviously the less fabric you take, the less it will show. So, and I also recommend doing about 3 or 4 stitches and then just doing a double stitch, so going through the same point twice, just to make it nice and secure, because then if you do pull too tight and you snap your thread, or you run out of thread, you're not going to have to go back 5 to the beginning of a hexagon.
Okay.
You can just start kind of halfway through the middle. So that's about my 5th one. Double stitch, 2 in the same hole, and then off we go again.
I've just been told the patchwork police have towed your car away, so they obviously weren't happy with some of the comments you made earlier in the show. Yeah.
I'm terrible for that, you know. I'm terrible, because it's always just outside of work, and then I forget stuff. So I go, it's not a terribly good habit, don't do it.
What's your, just out of interest, what's your registration plate so we can all look out for it? Because if you've left it open, I mean,
Charlotte
I'm sure...
knows what my registration number is.
Okay. Well, Charlotte, if you just tell me, I'll just relay it, and then we're good.
Don't say that. Okay, there we go. That's the last one in there. Double stitch on the end there, just to make sure, again, it's nice and secure.
Okay.
And that's our first 2 together.
That's cool.
And then you just keep adding on and keep adding on. If I've done this sensibly, yes I have, my thread's up this top end, which means I can just get my next one, pop that on there, and then stitch that next one straight in.
All right, shall we open up the panel now? Where's the panel? The green one.
Oh, it's kind of buried.
This one?
Yeah. Do the big one.
I've just been told to open this up, and this is going to, everything's going to break now, isn't it? Oh,
yes.
no, we're all right, we're good, we're good.
It's all right, we've got Maddie, she'll fix it.
Okay, here we go. So we can see the whole...
This is the one for the quilt, and this is a huge piece of...
Yeah, it really is. It's me-sized.
Yeah, it is. It's absolutely massive, this one. So you can see all of the details on there, and then you can kind of go in and just pick one feature at a time. So maybe you're going to go for, there's a little gym on there. I'm going to point, stay still. So there's a little,
I feel like I'm at the gym right now, to be honest.
There's a little gym on there. Or maybe you want to go for where the ducks are.
Where are you pointing right now?
I don't know. I'm pointing there.
Let me just shuffle up across a bit, because it could get a bit unpleasant, this.
I'm in the middle, you're all right.
We're good.
See, there's a little gym there.
Yeah.
And there's a little picnic. So you maybe pick a feature like that and then find all of the bits that relate to that piece and kind of build up little elements and then join your elements together.
That's great. Maddie's only just finished picking up all those honour rolls, and now I'm going to throw this at her. They go, I suppose I could fold this, couldn't I?
You should be quite good at folding.
No, I am not quite good at it now. Look, there you go.
The results say no. Sorry.
The important thing is, it actually does look folded at the end. It's not folded, but yeah, it's good. Look, it's all about how you hide things.
I'm just going to ignore him.
It's all about how you just make it. There you go. Perfect. Perfect. Right, back to you, Hayley.
This is just, it's so easy, because once you've got the hang of the actual patchwork piece, the actual instructions are literally 1 page. It's how to English paper piece. And this will work the same for the La Pascalia one. It's exactly the same principle. It's English paper piecing. Once you've got the hang of putting the fabric around the shapes and then joining it together, that's why we put the kind of La Pascalia one with the whole jigsaw thing, because you can do it in little bits. You can break it down and just do 5 or 10 a night. And
Yes.
that's kind of what we've designed it to do, is, you know, do it in little bits, because if you've ever had a big
You're
jigsaw,
never
big
going to
kind
get
of family
overwhelmed with
jigsaw,
it,
no.
because you're not going. It's not unlike a big picture. You're not going to feel like, oh, I've got ages to go before I finish it. Wherever you're up to with the Pascalia, it's going to look like a finished.
Yes, it looks like
thing.
you're getting somewhere
Yeah,
with it. And
yeah.
the same with this. If you just do little bits at a time, so you just select a small feature, like the fountain that I've got, like the gym, like the people having a picnic. You just pick one little feature at a time and then build it up and up from there.
Would you always just like starting from the bit you're on now? Would you just get progressively bigger and bigger, or would you do lots of little sections?
What I would do is this is the bit that I'm doing now, which is the fountain.
Yeah.
Which is here. But then I would maybe look for something that's pretty close by. So maybe these guys doing a little kind of yoga class.
And you do that completely separately?
And I do that completely separately,
Yeah.
knowing that at some point it's going to join on. Or maybe I would look for this couple here that's next to the fountain and then join them on.
But would you not even join them on at this stage? Would you then switch and go? Would you do lots and lots of little elements and then right at the end stitch them together?
Yeah, I would probably do that, do it in elements and put them together. But we have put some odd things in here for you to kind of look for as well. So there's a lady walking a fox somewhere in there.
As you do.
Yeah, I've had a little bit of fun to myself, to be honest.
I love the way you say there's a lady walking a fox somewhere in here and you actually drew it.
Yeah.
And you don't know where it is.
I know where it is, I'm just not telling you.
All right, fine. I'll have a little look then myself.
Exactly, just keep you occupied.
I can see it. I see it straight away. It's right in the middle. Yeah.
Tell people.
Oh, sorry. Sorry, is that part of the... sorry.
Yeah, I think there's either 2 or 3 picnics in there.
Yeah. There's a dog reading a newspaper.
Yeah, there's all sorts of funny things in there. We just had a little time to ourselves, just making it up.
Nice. I like it. Yeah, it's fun.
It is quite fun, and I think it's a nice way, especially if you've got somebody maybe who's just starting in quilting or something like that, then it's a nice present for them because it's achievable. You just do a little bit at a time and it builds up, and it depends on obviously what kind of picture that they're into, as to which one you go for. Obviously, I would say the most difficult out of the 3 that we've got here today is probably the dogs, because they're all black and white, so you're not getting quite as many cues in terms of colour, and you are literally looking to match black and white lines. So I'd probably say that's...
Is that, you know, doing a bit, is that yoga she's doing there?
Yeah, maybe a bit of meditation.
Meditation.
Up the top
that was
there.
the word I was trying to look for, yeah. Bit of basketball, yeah.
Oh, there's all sorts going on.
That person's just completely lost the plot with
control
their
of their
dogs.
dogs.
Lost total control of their dogs.
There's all sorts going on, and the more you look, the more you'll find different bits and pieces happening in there, because we had a lovely time to ourselves making this one.
Is that someone taking a cow for a walk?
No, it's 2 dogs.
Oh, it's 2 dogs. I thought it was one big creature, like it was black and white. Yeah, sorry, that's my eyesight again.
It's 2 dogs.
Apologies.
Okay, so I've got these 2 together now, and what I've got is I've got kind of a Y shape here. So I've got upside down Y, which has got a gap which isn't filled in there. So I can either stitch that one in, but ideally I want to have the next one that's going to go in there ready, because this isn't the right one, obviously, but if I've sewn up there, I could then sew straight across as well. So I'm kind of cutting down the amount of times I have to stop and start my thread if I sew up there and then across. So because I haven't got that one just yet, I actually would probably move to up here and add in, first of all, that one, and then down onto here, because I know I've got this one, which means I can do kind of 3 or 4 lines in a row. So I'm going to start here, and I'm going to make sure I start on this side, so I end up on this side ready to start joining those extra ones on. So again, I'm going to just pop that through and put a couple of little tiny knots in, just to hold it in place. And then away we go again. So I tend to sew with a single thread. Some people sew with a double thread. It's personal preference, but I think that, as you can see there with a single thread, you do actually get less thread showing through to the front. And I've got a kind of turquoisey green thread here, which I've just picked one colour that I think will kind of go across all of them, rather than trying to do different threads for each section.
Excellent, I like that. Now, 10 minutes of the show or so to go, and Maddie is still winding up the honour rolls that I completely threw across the studio earlier on. No word of a lie. Now, you get these acrylic templates as well with the Pascalia. This comes with the month one. When you get the fabric panel, you also get the templates with it as well. These are proving to be very, very popular, and you can get them on their own as well. $9.99 to get these acrylic templates. Tell us about these, Hayley.
So these are all the shapes and sizes that you will need to go and make the La Pascalia quilt, or if you're going to make it on your own. Now, these are clear, but obviously the ones you can see there still have their plastic film on, which is how they will come to you. And the reason they've got little bits of tape on there is because these, rather than just be a template that shows you the seam allowance, you can actually pop those out of the middle, so you can have your inner size, which is what your finished shape will be, and then your outer size, which is your seam allowance for your piece of fabric. So if you wanted to make your own La Pascalia design, then those are all the shapes and sizes that you're going to need.
Excellent, and you're getting 5 here. That's good, isn't it?
That's correct.
All 5 of those.
You've got a couple of pentagons, you've got a couple of different diamonds, and a triangle as well.
Well, look at that, 5 acrylic templates, and they'll be clear, of course, once you've taken all the gubbins off. 237175 for that. That's for your La Pascalia, and that's the templates that come also with the first month. Is that right, with the fabric?
It does, yes. It comes with the first month as well, and obviously your first month is within your full kit anyway.
Yes,
so
you get, and obviously you're getting that with the full kit. So whichever way you cut it, you're going to get these templates if you go for any of those 3 options we talked about there, on their own, with the first month, with the full kit as well. Details of that first month up on your screen now. It's $14.99 to get that, and it will be dispatched out to you. The full kit itself, though, has been very, very popular. And the State Fair one's completely sold out. I had to bring that back on extended. This one's super popular as well. People are loving going for the full quilt kit. It's 152902 is the item number for the 1 month, though, month number 1. There we go. Now, what's happening?
So all of those months will actually go onto our website. They're not there yet because the only place you can get them right now is here on the craft store. So if you do want them, here's the place to get them.
Okay.
They will head onto our website in about Friday.
About Friday?
About Friday, yeah.
Right. Okay, don't sound too sure about that.
Is that not precise
narrow
enough
that down?
for you?
No, not really. Not really. You're like one of these delivery people that says, yeah, morning or afternoon.
Oh, don't talk to me about the delivery people.
Yeah.
We're missing a lot of stuff from delivery people.
Right. Is that because in this day and age people just leave things on the doorstep and then just ring the doorbell and just run off?
We had one of the couriers, I shall not say which one, ring us because Emma and I were still in the office because sometimes with the COVID stuff, we're still staggering when people work a little bit. So we sometimes work a lot later. So we'll maybe start at, well, she'll start at 4. I've been there all day, but she'll start at 4 and we'll go through till 9.
Yeah.
And that's fine, that's no problem. But then we had a courier ring up and say, oh, excellent, you're still there. I'll be down in 10 minutes. Yeah. Nobody turned up.
Oh, dear.
So we were like, well, we were there anyway, so it didn't really bother me, but, you know.
You're still actually waiting for that courier.
Yeah, we're still waiting for that courier that hasn't arrived.
Wow. That's, I think that's overdue. I think you could get some sort of money back on that late delivery charge.
We've got another one. We print for a number of other companies as well, and Hermes picks up all the parcels for the craft store. So there's a big sack of parcels for the craft store, that's there. And we came up the stairs and said, all right, that one's not for you, but the rest in the sack are yours.
Right.
So he takes the one that's not for him as well. So then, can you get an address for where a blooming Hermes depot is?
No.
And if you do get the address, you can't talk to anybody.
Right. It's in the middle of nowhere, presumably.
Yeah. I got it back because it happened on Friday, and I just did not want to leave an order with Hermes over the weekend.
Blimey.
Because I was thinking that's never coming back.
Don't mess with Hayley is the moral of that story, because she will literally get in her car and hunt you down.
Hunt you down if you got my parcels.
She has a very particular set of skills. Right.
That makes me sound like some kind of mercenary.
Yep, that's basically what I'm saying.
Harsh.
Now.
Very harsh.
Where are we up to?
Okay, so this is, I mean, we've not got long left, but you can see how quickly this starts to come together. And that's just the, say, 6 pieces that we've got there. You would build this up slowly over time. So you'd maybe, as we said, just pick an element, do that one, and then move on to the next one, and kind of try and move out from a certain point, or put the elements that you can easily recognise together, and then come back to the pieces that you've still got left.
How long do you think it would take somebody who's not rushing it, but, you know, is not mucking around either to complete that?
Oh, I would say you're on for a good kind of, I would say, week of, you know, evenings, just doing a few in front of the telly, because it is one of those.
An evening.
Yeah, it's one of those kind of in front of the telly crafts, which is brilliant for this kind of time of year, where you can just, you know, do 5 or 6 hexagons and put those together.
Yeah, it's one of those you can switch your mind off and just get on with, because it's very easy how you're putting it all together, isn't it?
And in an hour, if I wasn't gassing so much, I would have probably got those 6 or 7 or 8 together easily in an hour. So, you know, multiply that up and away you go.
Indeed. Now, we are looking at the one-day special, which is very exciting. It's launched at 6 o'clock today. It's our Jigsaw bundle here, where you're getting a cushion kit and you're getting a quilt kit as well. And the little sort of headline gimmick, if you like, on this is that it's actually a jigsaw puzzle. So you're getting to make your cushion and your quilt, but at the same time you're having a bit of fun, because there's these fantastic pictures of looking for a day in the life in the park, for example, or some dogs all bunched up together. We've got a paisley pattern as well, and you get to actually build the picture as you go along. There you go, find Frank, because Frank is a duck, and Frank is somewhere in that park picture. You've got your dog doodles as well. We saw earlier that if you put some of that somewhere over the rainbow roll next to that, it looks absolutely amazing. And you've also got your paisley puzzle as well, which is just there on the right-hand side of your screen. Now, normally, that would be a lot. When you add these two together, this cushion kit and the quilt kit comes to £104.98. You're going to get it for £84.98, which effectively makes the cushion kit £1 to you if you get it in the one-day special. So that's until 6 o'clock tomorrow. If you like a cushion kit basically for £1, and who wouldn't, because look at these cushion kits, they're really cool. And don't forget, what you're seeing here is a sort of design version of it, where you can see the sample of the picture. What you'd actually get is all the little hexagonal pieces, and you get to put it all together, as Hayley's doing as well. £84.98. The item number is 887141 on that, and you do get 3 flexi payments on that at £28.33 if you would like to spread it that way. We've got a happy hour as well, only a few minutes left to go on that. Have a look at the happy hour. You get those 3 patterns with it, of course, as well. You get to choose your Craft Yourself Silly fabric bundle. You're going to get 3 lots of ½ meters there. You're going to get 3 rolls, each one 11 meters, the coordinating rolls that go with it as well. And you get 3 patterns that Hayley's popped together. You've got 6 colourway options there that you can see. Vintage Christmas is in there, blended blues. Which one's sold out? The berries has gone. Buy berries. Vintage Christmas still available. There's Stormy Seas we've got as well. Have a little look on the website and choose your colour. There's your Christmas one. 000991. Hayley, I bid you adieu, but not for long. Because...
Do you want to learn in the next hour?
Yeah, I would like to, actually.
I reckon I can teach you.
All right,
in an
cool.
hour.
All right.
Okay.
Well,
I'll
that's
prepare
a date.
some bits then.
That is at 8 o'clock, I believe.
Okay.
I have an hour to prepare myself for that. I'm going to go into a dark room now and just get into the zone. We will see you a little bit later on, but there's plenty.